Hello guys, this is Kashiro. Welcome back. So we have another video here of Uncrowned Kings local metagame report. So this report and video will cover decklists and tournament reports from May 22 to May 28, 2023. So these are the topping lists and players from the Philippines and Indonesia and some parts of Asia. So yeah, let's get started. We have Deo Gregory Pizarro with his Purely. So he uses the Dark World engine as his discard fathers as well as Shadow Beast. And also he played Effect Veiler. Interesting that he played Effect Veiler, and even more interesting that he plays Dark Ruler no more. This is pretty unusual on Purely, but I get the logic of playing Dark Ruler on his main deck because it is used to answer the weak going second capability of Purely. And I also like the fact that he plays Rivalry of Warlords on his side deck, so that he can't be Kaijud or Kurikarad or Santa Claus. So he can play around those tribute monsters because he has luck on his certain monster type with the Rivalry on his disposal. So yeah, I genuinely like the decklist of Pizarro. Congrats on first place finish. Then next we have Alfred Zamora with his Kerklo Caster Adventurer. So this is pretty unusual. He plays triple engines on a single deck, but I get the logic because I have known Alfred Zamora for quite some time right now. He's a top player on Mindanao, so he knows what he's doing on this deck list. This is pretty unusual as well. This is a deck that can really surprise a lot of people in his town and as well as me. He plays Prohibition, so I guess he uses this to call Nibiru or Droll that may hurt him. And also he plays One Bell, pretty unusual, but I guess he has matchups that can be answered by Bell on his locals. So yeah, interesting decklist by Alfred. Then moving on, we have a card weekly tournament. At first place we have Nemo with his branded Despia Bestial. So this is pretty what do you call this, standard. Yeah, only Maxi and Ash as hand traps on his main deck, aside from the Bestials, if you consider this as hand traps. Pretty standard deck list from Nemo. And then next we have Adam with another branded with Dogmatica engine. This is a really nice deck list. This is a budget type of branded for me, but it works as well with the Dogmatica package and the Keeper of the Dragon Shrine. I forgot the name of this card. And with Fusion Deployment as well. This is the budget version of branded. Alright. We have the another decklist here. Chimera Illusionist with Revolutional Synchro. This is pretty interesting. He plays the Synchro package here, so he can go into Synchro summoning mechanics. And he also plays Smoke Grenade to hand trip his opponent, and also Bestials. Bestials are very good right now in the format, especially because of Matmech, because you can Bestial the Sigma to prevent their plays. And he also plays Veiler, interesting as well, and Droplet on the main deck, pretty exclusive on matchups on Matmech, so that you can Droplet their monsters. And this is the most interesting part here. He plays Mind Control, pretty unusual as well right now. So moving on, we have Duel Stepian sa Marinda tournament. So at first place we have Matmech, pretty standard. He plays Trust and Tactics on the main deck. So yeah, and Veiler as well. I think Veiler is very popular on Indonesia. I have seen a lot of Effect Veilers on their deck lists. And his side deck is pretty concise. Anti-Spell Fragrance for going first. And the next we have Kashtira. Standard deck list as well. Alright. Then moving on, we have weekly report Mabar X Guild League Season 1 Week 4 Tournament. We have Rafty Matmec Cybers. So yeah, pretty standard. He chose to not include his side deck on this deck list. He also plays Veiler. Interesting, Veiler Overdraw. This is something that you can always see every day. Prioritizing Veiler Overdraw. And also plays Harpy's Feather Duster on the main deck and one Ghost Bell. Then we have DDD. Okay, 45 card main deck. Pretty extensive. He also plays Nibiru and Kaiju Gamashell on the main deck. And 9 hand traps with Ash, Maxi, and Imperm. He has a lot of extra deck shenanigans on his side deck. That is very unusual as well. So yeah, third place we have Rescue Ace. Pretty common ratio of Rescue Ace monsters. But the twist is he plays Ghost Bell and Effect Veiler on the main deck. And he also plays Decode Talker and Hit Leo. This is pretty unusual as well. I guess he plays Super Poly on his side deck because there's Starving Venom and Dragostopelia. And I don't know this fusion monster. But yeah, this is a very good deck list. Quite spicy one. Rescue Ace. Oh, there's more. Yeah, there's more. Bestial Chimera with Super Poly main deck and Bestial Monsters main deck and triple Nibiru as well. The side deck is pretty much linear. Triple Droll, double Lightning Storm, triple Talents, triple Droplet, triple Evenly. And he also plays Redoer on the extra deck. Interesting take on Chimera. Then moving forward, we have a weekly Yu-Gi-Oh! Jombang. At first place, we have another Matmec but with Firewall engine. So he plays Firewall on Matmec. And also main deck Ghost Bell. And 2 Maxi only with 2 Veiler. Interesting. He also plays the Denko Seka for back row matchups. I guess against Runic and Labyrinth and other back row decks. The next we have Dino, Transcendrake Dino. Yeah, Dinosaur. He plays Foolish Burial Goods. Interesting. He also plays Anti-Spell, Fragrance, and Summon Limit. I personally like this type of going first cards because it floodgates the opponent from playing the game. Interesting. And the next we have Salamangreat. The good old Salamangreat. This deck got support from the Soul Burner Duelist pack that came out on last Saturday. So yeah, this is a pretty standard deck list of Salamangreat with only one Signet Mining and main deck Harpy's Feather Duster, as well as one Veiler and one Ghost Bell. Veiler is pretty popular on Indonesia, no? And Anti-Spell as well, because I have seen a lot of Anti-Spell Fragrance on many deck lists on Indonesia. This is something that you don't see usually on Philippines. Anti-Spell is not that popular here. And then fourth place we have, what do you call this? What is this deck? Punk. Good stuff. Yeah, Punk with Ritual Libromancer. Very interesting. 54 card main deck. What deck list. He also plays Giant Tornado and triple Ghost Bell. This is something you don't see every day. This is a very interesting list. Punk Libromancer. So yeah. Moving forward, we have Mola Hobby Shop. Friday Night Duel. So the champion is Evil Twin Sprite. Veiler again on main deck. I guess Veiler is a staple on Indonesia. And he also plays the Resonator and the Chaos Hunter. Interesting as well because Chaos Hunter can prevent Runic and Kashtira from playing the game. And Fluandris as well. So yeah, this is a very interesting card choice right now in the format. Okay. Triple Gamma Shell and triple Nibiru as well. And double Talents on main deck. So yeah, interesting deck list. Moving on, we have Makassar Duelist Community Weekly OCG Tournament. Champion is Runic with main deck Maxi and Nibiru. So he doesn't play the Amano Iwato or Inspector Border on the main deck. Instead, he prioritized the betterment of his going second capability with Nibiru and Maxi. And only one card of demise if I'm seeing correctly. Yeah, only one demise. Very spicy. Yeah. And he also plays Super Poly. I personally like the Super Poly on the format. I also try to play this card on my Rescue Ace. So yeah, interesting as well. Then second place we have Scareclaw. So yeah, Scareclaw is pretty interesting as well on the format. We have seen Scareclaw tops from the Philippines and Indonesia as well. And I have seen Scareclaw tops as well from Thailand and China. So this is a very underrated deck for me. But the deck list is pretty usual and standard. Third place we have Altergeist. Yeah, Altergeist is really strong, but his Altergeist is quite different. He played Floodgates and Power Trap cards like Torrential Tribute, Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment, and Anti-Spell Fragrance instead of the usual Ash Blossom and Maxi on the main deck. And he also plays Extravagance over Prosperity. This is quite amusing because Extravagance can hurt you, especially if you banish your one-offs copy on your extra deck. And Lava Golem on Altergeist. I like this idea. Lava Golem can hurt a lot of decks, especially Vanquishul that is in some tops recently. On the OCG format, Lava Golem can definitely hurt the Vanquishul strategy because they usually end up on 2 monsters. And the different dimension ground that banishes the cards from being sent there. I also like this one against Super Heavy Samurai and Purely matchups. So yeah, moving forward, we have Ogre Weekly OCG Tournament. First place we have Dino, another Dino, but yeah, he plays triple Dark Ruler No More on his side deck. This is something that should be looked upon because Dark Ruler No More is not that popular right now, but his main deck is pretty concise and standard as well. Then next we have second place Purely. So no discard fathers like Dark World monsters and Shadal monsters. Only one Shadal Beast only. He prioritized playing many hand traps like Droll and Veiler and Crow. So yeah, interesting. Main deck Red Reboot as well. I personally like the main deck Red Reboot because of Rescue Ace that is seeing traction right now in the format. Rescue Ace is really strong. And Twin Twister as well. So he really respects back row. We have Evilly here, we have Lightning Storms, and we have Harpy's Feather Duster. So he doesn't want to lose on Floodgate decks and back row decks, as we can see. And third place we have True Draco, a very spicy one. He plays Kaiser Colosseum on the main deck and only 2 Card of Demise. And he also plays main deck Morganite, time tiering Morganite. 1 Morganite on his side deck. I guess he doesn't have extra deck because he plays the Monarch Traps. Interesting. Then next, we have Paducah Weekly Tournament. At first place, we have Malik on Matmech. Cold Talker. Yeah, this is a pretty explosive deck list of Matmech. This is the explosive version of Matmech. He doesn't play the Spirit Engine. So this is a go big, go home type of deck list of Matmech. He also plays the Ibel. I forgot the pronunciation. And side deck Lancea as well. This is quite interesting. He can play around Evenly Match and other banishing decks. And main deck Droplet as well. I like this inclusion on his main deck. And Lady Debug to make his plays more consistent. He doesn't play the small world, so he's playing around his monsters rather than searching the Matmech engine. Then we have Mekanko with the Kaiser Colosseum as well and Smoke Grenade. This is a pretty interesting deck. Mekanko saw top on Japan YCS tournament recently. So Mekanko got second place, I guess. So yeah, the future of Mekanko is definitely a one to look upon. Then we have Neos on third place. Really, Neos on 2023 is a sight to behold. This is something that you don't see every day. Aside from the heroes cards here, we have the Neos cards. Very interesting and spicy. Then moving forward, we have Arcanium Hobbies. First place, we have Super Heavy Samurai Orcus. I think this is the same player that I have featured on my previous metagame and tournament reports. This is the same player, I think, because the decklist is quite similar with little to none changes. Then next, we have Naturia Runic, main deck Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre and Droll. Interesting as well. He plays the Rose Dragon. I get the logic of this card. This is a very good going second card to wipe the board. Then first place, Matmech. So yeah, this is the first place. This is a standard deck list of Matmech with a lot of small world bridges like Diddy Crow, Ghost Ogre, Nibiru, Ghost Bell. He has a lot of options to search using the small world and main deck Red Reboot as well with only one Imperm on the main deck. So yeah, solid deck list. Then fourth place, we have Tearlaments. This is quite usual as well, except that he plays Bestial on main deck. I think this is to answer Matmech, but overall the decklist is pretty standard. Then moving on, we have Prodigy, Bekasi. First place, Purely. Another Purely, but this time he plays the Crystal Beast package with the Droll and Lockbird and Ash Blossom main deck. And 2 Tactics Talent on main deck as well. So yeah, this is a pretty standard decklist for Purely that is innovated by Kuki Kosaka, the World Champion 2019. He innovated the Crystal Beast package on Purely. But right now he is playing Purely with Adventurer based on his Twitter. So yeah, moving forward, we have another Davao ranking tournament with Cloyd J. Del Puerto with Chimera first place decklist. So this is a pretty interesting one. He plays Lava Golem and Alpha on the main deck. So he really doesn't want to lose going second. He also plays 3 talents because I think that their format is pretty their locals is pretty much hand trap dominant. So yeah, he also plays Nibiru and Ghost Bell. Interesting. And Summon Limit as well on side deck as a going first card. Really nice. Then next we have Thunder Dragon Bestial with the Revolutional Synchro. This is a decklist that is quite innovated by Junjun Agoto, multi-champion Yu-Gi-Oh player here in the Philippines, one of the greatest players in Asia. He plays Thunder Dragon as well with Bestial and Revolutionary Synchro that came out from Duelist Nexus. So I guess this decklist was inspired by Junjun, if I'm assuming correctly. So he plays Lava Golem also. Very good choice on Thunder Dragon because Thunder Dragon doesn't commit that much on their normal summon. That's why they are free to use Lava Golem as much as they like. So no going for only Dimensional Barrier as he's going first cards. So his side deck is centered around going second. Then third place we have Heroes. This is the standard hero decklist because I was shocked in awe with the Neos decklist earlier. So this is the usual and more common type of hero. So yeah, pretty standard as well. He plays a Droplet on the main deck because heroes does have values when being sent to the graveyard. That's why I personally like playing Droplet on hero. And Herald of the Abyss as well for purely matchups that can be searched by Trust. And he also plays Raigeki. Is also good on Vanquish Soul matchups, I guess. And then fourth place we have Clarky Maturan, Synchron Adventurer. So this is a very good decklist as well. This deck won the Thai Songkran Festival if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this deck won the Thai Festival if I remember correctly. So this deck has a lot of potential and raw power moving forward. This deck has a lot of high ceiling. So yeah, this deck can really dominate decks if this deck went first. He doesn't play he plays Smoke Grenade. The Thai Festival winner doesn't play Smoke Grenade on his main deck. So yeah, moving forward we have Final Turn Hobby Shop Bacolod Weekly Tournament May 27 with Jinrick Romero, a good friend of mine, with his Dino deck profile. So this is really Brawn and Brute Dino beatdown. He plays the Naturia Beast and Naturia Synchro on his extra deck. That is really good against the Purely right now because Purely is based around playing spell cards. That's why Nat Beast is very good on the format. So yeah, pretty standard decklist and concise from Jinrick. Congrats on being champion on Final Turn Hobby Shop. Then moving forward, we have another Final Turn Hobby Shop Bacolod Weekly Tournament. This time on May 28, he plays Evil Eye with Kashtara and Unchained tech cards. So he didn't included his side deck on this list, but I get the logic of this deck. This deck can go first, can go second. This is a pretty versatile deck and has a lot of hand traps as well. 9 hand traps. So yeah, this is from John Alfred Go. Then moving forward, we have ABC with Revolution Synchron. So this is the new innovation on ABC deck. I guess they have more firepower now with Revo Synchro and Chicken Game as well on main deck. Pretty interesting. And 2 tuning with the Trion package of Regulus and the Field Spell with Terraforming. Third place, ABC. Oh, second from Livan Ubas. Then next we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Zambales. Goes to Malcon. Oh, this is the Bataan, I guess, tournament. Yeah. The champion is Dino again. So Dino is pretty popular right now in the Philippines. I guess Dino is a quite budget deck to some extent with the support of Transcendrake archetype from Wild Survivors. So this deck blossomed into success in the Philippines due to that factors. So yeah, interesting deck list. He plays Droll and Lockbird on the main deck. I guess no Maxi. Am I seeing correctly? I haven't seen Maxi on his main deck. So he opted Droll and Lockbird over Maxi. His Maxi is on his side deck. And Call by the Grave as well on his side deck. This is a pretty interesting and audacious deck list from Harvey Obispo with no Called by and Maxi on the main deck. Really absurd type of deck list. Then next we have Michael Besa, first place with his Runic Stand. I have played with this player on the Duelist Cup, if I'm correct. Yeah, he's the same Runic player that I have played. So congrats on him on getting first place on that tournament. This Runic deck list innovated the Dimensional Shifter on side deck. I have also seen this tech on Japan playing Dimensional Shifter so that you can manage the purely matchups and super heavy samurai matchups as well as the graveyard centric matchups. And no rivalry on main deck. Instead he plays Fissure and Summon Limit, and he also plays Maxi and Nibiru as well as Lava Golem. So this is not the usual Runic that has Amano Iwato and rivalry and goes in match. Instead his goes in match was on side deck right now with triple Dark Bribe to protect his floodgates. So yeah, this is a really interesting take on Runic. At second place we have Paul Ordonio with Traptrix Kashtera. Very spicy. So he plays the Kashtera as extenders, I guess. I really get the logic. Kashtera gives you more ceiling on this deck. But nonetheless, this is a pretty standard list with Sakitama as extender. Yeah, I also play Sakitama on Traptrix. On theory, this is a very good card on Traptrix because it is a free normal summon. You can play around Maxi, and this is a level 4 as well. You can utilize this on Traptrix because this is a level 4 toolbox deck. So yeah. At third place, we have Traptrix again. So I get the logic of Traptrix being dominant on the Philippines because Traptrix is a budget deck. You can build the core of this deck by buying triple copies of structure deck. So yeah, this is a pretty reliable budget deck to play around and compete. I like the Bottomless Trap Hole main deck. I guess Bottomless Trap Hole is a very good card right now in the format. It can hurt a lot of decks. And he also plays triple Kaiju and triple anti-spell Fragrance with 2 goes in match. So anti-spell and goes in match as he is going first cards by Gian Gascon. So yeah, congrats on the winners. Then moving forward, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Yogyakarta. So yeah, at first place, I guess we have Labyrinth. This is a pretty standard deck list. He plays what do you call this card? The Eradicator Virus on main deck. This is interesting, but this card can definitely shut down Purely and other spell-based decks, and as well as the Mirror Match and Ice Dragon Prison on main deck. This is a pretty interesting take as well on Labyrinth. This can hurt a lot of decks right now in the format, especially Purely and other decks if they went first, if Labyrinth went first. So yeah. Then next we have Tenyi Sword Soul. Quite interesting. He plays Dragon Circle on main deck. This is only popular on TCG, but I guess players want to be more explosive right now on Sword Soul. He also plays many Tenyi cards like Shitana and a plethora of hand traps as well, like Imperm and Nibiru and Veiler. So, I really like the second copy of Baxia here. Baxia is a really good card on Sword Soul. I guess the second copy comes up on grind games and late game scenarios. So I like this inclusion of second copy. Then next we have Speed Droid. Wow, this is a really spicy list and spicy deck with Wind Witch. Wow, This is a really uh, fearsome deck. I have never seen this before. With Wind Witch and Wind Charmer. I guess this deck can be very explosive. He also plays evenly match on his main deck. I guess I get the logic of playing evenly match because I have seen Labyrinth here. So I guess his locals is pretty dominated by control decks. So he has countermeasures like evenly match to answer those decks. So no going first cards on his side deck. He opted the plethora of hand traps to answer many meta-relevant matchups like Gadarlat for Purely, Veiler and Crow, and Ogre for Super Heavy Samurai, and Vanquish Shoal and other decks. And then next we have the good old Fluandris. This deck won the, what do you call this, Duelist Cup Indonesia, if I'm remembering correctly. Fluandris won the tournament. So I guess Fluandris still has the gas to conquer and compete the format. So yeah, good job. And then moving forward, we have Duelist Debata weekly tournament. So at first place, we have Phantom Knights with Anga as a champion. So this is a standard deck list. He plays the Mekanko that is usual on Japan. I have seen many Phantom Knights deck lists with Mekanko engine recently. And the goal of this deck is to turbo out Rongominad as early as possible to win the game from there. And also has a good going second potential with the Arc Revolution Dragon and Zeus. And then next, moving forward, we have Hero. Very interesting hero with Phantom Knights engine as well. This is a really crazy deck. Yeah, with triple Gamma Shell and triple Droplet and Dark Angel as well to stand out opponents. So yeah, this is a very crazy deck list of hero. I have never seen this before, but yeah, this is the second place hero. And then next we have Sword Soul, another Sword Soul again with two another circles and only one blackout on the main deck. So yeah, moving on, we have first place Constellar, Ogre Depok OCG weekly tournament. First place Constellar, so this deck aims to skip the turns of opponent. This is a very cancerous deck if this deck went to snowball and roll on your opponents. So yeah. Then next we have Labyrinth. So he plays the Wannabe on main deck and as well as virus cards on extra deck, pretty common. And he also plays the Tri-Brigade Ferigit as a Dogmatica Punishment target. Pretty standard deck list overall, except for the Wannabe. Wannabe is quite unusual on Labyrinth deck profiles recently. Then third place, Illusionist Chimera with Edge Imp and Frightful package. So this is the innovation of Chimera players to make the deck more explosive and has more gas. And Wang Hu Tiger as well is very toxic card on the format. Wang Hu can definitely win you games. So I definitely recommend playing Wang Hu on Illusionist Chimera. So yeah. Then next we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Metagame Malang. First place Adam Iris with Adamantipator Super Heavy. So this is a standard deck list. The Smoke Grenade Shenanigans with Black Dragon. He didn't included his side deck on this feature. I guess this is a pretty concise yet powerful deck list from Adam. And then we have Sky Striker. Going second type of Sky Striker, I guess, because he plays Raigeki and Harpist Feather Duster and Droplet. And also two Afterburners. 43 card Sky Striker. Quite unusual as well. You don't see 43 cards kay striker every day. So yeah, that sums up our tournament reports and metagame report for May 22 to May 28, 2023. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you like this kind of content, and hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and hit the notification bell if you want to be updated with these contents, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. Peace.
Fighting ways to get away.